So it's been really good figuring out how to create meaningful conversations and develop interest in the relationships that I have with all the boys in the home. Um, I think reflecting on the results of my IES survey and also just about the whole process itself, I've learned that I am not scared to talk to new people. I'm not scared to get to know people. I actually like it. I think that sometimes what holds me back, is that it requires effort. It requires you to ponder what you want to ask, and it requires that you be able to have sympathy and empathize with people. And though those are just emotions, they can be physically exhausting. Um, I think that when I think about all of these boys as human beings and not just like this idea of clientele, then I care more about having meaningful conversations with them. Um, I found that the most effective approaches were when I would ask them about things that interest them. Um, and the only way that I could do that was through observation. Um, like I would see the boys come in at the end of the day with a sports bag on their shoulder, and I would talk to them about why they have that. And most of the time it's because they play soccer, and they talk to me about how long they've played soccer and why they like it and why it's important to them. And soccer is a big cultural thing in most places, so that was an easy way to find an interest. Or one really great example, when a boy was watching a music video on his phone, and what they're doing on their phone can always show interest, because they look at things that they care about. So I asked him about the music video, and it led to this really cool conversation about this singer that he was listening to, who was Arabic but lived in Florida. So he spoke Arabic but also some Spanish because of the influence of Miami. And then we got to talking about how he really wanted to go to Florida and what it means to him that in this typically Arabic style of music there's also Spanish words, and it was really cool. Which leads me to kind of talk about my smart plans for how to do this in the future. I think that I learned a little too late that the biggest thing to do to create meaningful conversations is to just simply be observant. So that's my goal for the future, to be more observant when I'm in new work settings that involve clientele or coworkers or whoever. Because those observations can create meaningful conversations. I think that for these plans, I want to be able to have a meaningful conversation with each of the people that surround me on a daily basis by the end of my first week on a new job or a new internship or whatever. Um, that requires that from day one when I go in, that I'm being observant. I'm looking at maybe what they're wearing, what music they're listening to, what book they're reading, what they're having for lunch, things like that. Um, and I think that if I talk to my husband about these things, that I'm more likely to succeed. That's how it's been for this class, at least, so I want to carry that on to the future. Yeah. And I think that I can accomplish that. It's been really good with the boys. I am going to miss them a lot.